Hi, ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Style Your Dreams. I'm so excited that you're here, like always. I know I say that often, but it is the truth for me. This is Keri, and today I want to talk to you about what's happening in the universe or our worlds, which is the transition into fall. So I know this is an interesting topic, but I personally have been really in tune lately to how dark it's getting, where the sun is in the morning versus where it used to be, how fewer hours of daylight we have, and what the fall means to my skin. So I wanted to have this conversation with you because I think it's an important one. So as we transition into fall, it's officially fall. So right now it's the end of September, it's officially fall. So I want to talk to you about how do you transition into fall with grace and ease? Because fall's here. So rather than resist it, we can own it and incorporate it into our lives. So one thing that I personally have noticed that's a big challenge has been that when I go to leave my house in the morning, it's cold. Some days it's 45, some days it's 50, but it's cold. And then in the late afternoon, around 3-ish, it's 85 degrees. So how do you get dressed with that big temperature swing? But also, how do you get dressed with, in the morning it feels like fall, and in the afternoon it feels like summer? Funny story. The other day, my daughter had a field hockey game, and I was so excited. I was wearing my short sleeve pleather shirt, V-neck, super cute, super on trend shirt with white jeans. And I thought, perfect, short sleeve shirt. Then I get there, and it is 88 degrees in the hot sun with pleather on. The lessons we learned the hard way, right? I mean, it was fine overall. I found a shady spot and an umbrella, but it just made me laugh, like how much we aren't prepared for this sudden change in the planet with the transitioning seasons, if you will. So the first thing I want to talk about is what fall represents. So I did a little research because I know for me, I feel a change inside of me when we go from summer to fall. And summer is my ultimate favorite time of year. I love it because I'm not on as much of the schedule. I don't work as much. I like to play around. It's hot. It's sunny all night. It's my ultimate favorite. And then we transition to fall, and it's an opportunity for me personally to be present, because the first thing I want to do when we transition into fall is I start to get a little depressed because it's not as light out in the afternoons. It gets dark at 7 instead of at 9. And then the next thought I have is that winter's coming. And if you don't know me, I really dislike cold and snow. And yes, I probably live in the wrong state because I live in Colorado where it's very snowy. But the good news is that there is sunshine almost every day. So that helps me out a little bit because I thrive on the sun. So staying present is one thing that I really need to do in the fall to ground myself. And fall's a time of renewal and rejuvenation. So it's a time to ground yourself and renew yourself, go within. And it's a time to look at what were your goals at the beginning of the year. So at the beginning of the year, I feel like we have this young, juvenile excitement, not bad juvenile, good juvenile. This young, youthful, juvenile excitement about the year. How is this year going to be better than any other year in my life? We set our goals, and it's super exciting, high vibe. Then we get to fall, and I feel like fall's a time to go within and look to see, okay, here we are going into October, the last quarter of the year. Where am I? I feel like it's a state of maturity, a state of balance. It's part of the growth cycle that really is maturity and balance. So now's the time to look, okay, how have I done on my goals this year? That's part of the fall transition. Where are you as opposed to where you thought you would be? And not letting that get you down, but more letting that re-inspire you, because you have one quarter left to accomplish your goals, whether it be the same goals that you set out at the first of the year, or whether you've modified them a little bit. This is your opportunity to, thrive in that state of maturity and accomplish, even if you haven't accomplished anything. What if you just look at this last quarter and start a new goal that inspires you now? Because the truth is, you are not the same person that you were in January. I know I deal with that all the time with myself, because I tend to grow very quickly, because that's my commitment in life, is personal growth. So I have to look back and say, wait a minute, that I'm not that person. So I'm going to shift and change a little bit. So it's time to relook at that and set some goals that will really inspire you for the next 3 months. Okay, more transitioning. Transitioning into fall means you've got to transition your skincare regimen. So the way that you treated your skin in the summer and the way that you treat it in the fall is different. So if you're not in a humid state, it gets drier because it gets colder and the heat's on and it gets crisper. So you want to moisturize a lot more. You want to look at your skincare regimen and see, you have a lot of dead skin, I'm sure, from the summer. So it's time to, get a facial, get a chemical peel. It's time to also, you could do some deep work on your face, which I'm a big advocate of lasers and peels, or just do things at home to get rid of your flaking and the dead skin, and then moisturize so that you stay youthful looking, which I know is a big goal of ours, isn't it? My husband laughs at me every morning. He's like, the amount of time and attention you give to your skin and your face is amazing. He was like, I'm so glad not to be a woman. I'm pretty glad he's not a woman too. So anyways, look and see what your skin game is and has been and how you now need to shift it. You're probably wearing less sunscreen than you were in the summer, but remember to put on sunscreen and remember to reapply it, especially if you're at high altitude. The other thing to deal with transitioning is your emotional state. Again, I shared a little bit with you about me, is that I tend to get a little, not really depressed. It's more like sad, lethargic, and I have to work harder to bring myself to a high vibe state when it gets dark. I was, the other day at 5 o'clock, I looked around the front yard and the backyard, and there's 0 sun on my property. And I'm like, this is a problem for me. So I have to be in brighter areas, be outside more in the sun, and to keep my emotional state up. So look to see, kind of evaluate for you, what do you need to do to make you feel great and stay in a high vibe state and stay true to yourself. Then transitioning, just a side note, is back to school frenzy. This September and October represent the craziness of a new schedule. For some parents, they love it and they thrive on it and they're so excited their kids are back to school, and others aren't. I know for me, it's hard to adjust to getting off at 3, stopping my work at 3 and then going to pick her up and then going back home and finishing my work. That can take something to get in that new swing of things, and then with fall activities. So give yourself some grace to deal with this transition and be mindful through this transition to create ease. Then let's talk clothes. Okay, so clothes can be a challenge, as I talked about my little fiasco. So whether it be that you're getting dressed to go exercise in the morning, you're going outside, or you're going for your work day, fall can be a challenging season to dress for. So for me here in Denver, it usually is about 45, 50 degrees in the morning, and then I go for my walk. And then by the time I get home from my walk, it can be 60 degrees already. So sometimes I laugh and think, okay, how am I going to dress for this? Because I tend to run cold, so I'm always cold. So you want to wear layers. Same thing when you're getting dressed for the office. I tend to wear a sleeveless or short sleeve shirt. I love jeans or slacks. And then throw a blazer on over it. So that tends to be my signature look in the fall, because I can take off the blazer and look great running around. It's kind of the same as I might wear in summer. But then I can throw the blazer on when I'm in stores out shopping, like I will be today, because it's cold in stores. Or it's cold in the morning when I leave the house. But in the afternoon, when I go pick up Stella from school, I'm warm. So that's when I lose the blazer. You can also do, the other thing I want to talk about that's so funny to me, how controversial this is, but it never fails that when the season changes from fall or from summer to fall, people get weird about wearing white, right? It's that old rule, can you wear white past Labor Day and before Memorial Day? I'm telling you, I was out to dinner a couple days past Labor Day, and this gentleman, a waiter, said, I thought you're not supposed to wear white jeans after Labor Day, which made me laugh that a waiter would even say that, A. Note to self, don't say that to your customers if they're wearing white. But B, more importantly, yes, you can. So my theory is, if you feel great in it, then that's what you should do. It's not inappropriate. So the rules were founded, oh my gosh, so many years ago. I mean, I learned that rule growing up. And so it's been around more than 50 years. And I'm sure it's been around from the beginning of time. And now people are reevaluating that. And I know if you go to LA, New York, Miami, all the chic places, they're wearing white past Labor Day. So why not you? So here's my personal take on it, being a stylist for as long as I have, is if it's warm outside, I'll rock white jeans. If it's cold outside, I won't, because it doesn't feel right. Same with if it's warm outside, I'll wear lighter colors. But if it's cold outside, I tend to wear darker colors. So that's kind of my rule of thumb, is what's the weather outside and how does it make me feel? That's another big thing in a transition season, is checking out the weather before you get dressed, which I know many people don't do. And I highly, highly, highly recommend this. Because although this week the highs are in the 80s, next week it could be the highs in the low 70s, which is a completely different outfit that you're wearing. So I recommend checking out the weather to see what you want to wear. So the high today is 85. So I'm going to dress appropriate for an 85-degree day and then layer it up. And I have been rocking white jeans all week because I love them. And even in December, there might be a day in December that's 75 or 80, or probably 75 here, that I would put on a pair of white jeans and some open-toed shoes. Or if I'm traveling, for sure, to one of the ocean states, I for sure would wear white jeans. So, but again, I want to go back to something. The whole point is, can you rock it? Because if you don't feel comfortable, let's say that you are a traditional person and you've been hearing you cannot wear white past Labor Day your whole life, and you tend to stick with the traditions, then don't do white past Labor Day. But also don't judge people who are, because they don't have those rules that you have. So I respect if that's you and it doesn't feel good to you. And the fashion industry no longer has those rules. So you are free to do it your way. But again, you have to own whatever decision that you make. So whether it be white past Labor Day, whether it be hot pink in the fall, whatever it is, own it, feel confident, be you, and you'll look great. So that's my advice about transitioning. I hope it was helpful. And no, again, I just want to reiterate one piece, which is you're not the same person that you were in January. So reevaluate, who is that person that you are? And if you need help with that, we have got you covered. So one thing I want to let you know about, if you don't already know, I'm starting a masterclass next week. It's called Style Your Way to a Life You Love. And I'm really excited. So we're going to talk about creating your first impression, your personal style, your brand, so that you nail it in life and you feel amazing. And then I'm going to walk you through how to go through your closet and how to shop. And I'm going to give you some expert tips and techniques, and it will make a huge, huge difference for you. And then we'll be opening our signature course, Your Curated Style, shortly thereafter, which really will transform your life in 6 short weeks. So if you need help, we're here for you. We'd love to help you along the way. And thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like our podcast, please, wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe to it. Give us a 5-star rating. Tell your friends. We'd love to get the word out more and help more women feel beautiful each and every day. I adore you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.